Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Tully. This is directed by Jason Reitman and written by Diablo, Cody. It's their first collaboration in a while and it's quite a solid script and story. This is a story of Marlo, played by Charlize Theron, mother of two with a third one on the way, and it's about her trying to navigate through parenthood and also deal with the fact that her life hadn't turned out quite the way as she expected. I'm feeling quite alone and isolated, even though her husband is there and does provide support for her and the children. He isn't there as much as he could be. She struggles along with how you would, any mother would with a newborn, and it becomes quite repetitive, her life for quite a long period of time. Her brother provides a number for a service that provides a night nanny. So a nanny that comes over at night, looks after the child while the mother sleeps, wakes her up to feed the child and provides support for her and the child. She's a bit reluctant to take this on as she's not asked for a lot of help before and likes to do things herself. But due to the struggle she's having, she reluctantly calls the number and she's provided with a nanny, Tully, played by Mackenzie Davis. And it's really about the bond between these two women and how they provide support and assistance to each other through this sort of period. Marlo's not sure how to take Tully, as she's young and free-spirited and free thinker and is a bit unique and different compared to herself, and finds her a bit strange and odd to begin with. But after a while, a bond does form with her and Tully. And it's about sort of how they navigate through the circumstances that they find themselves in and how they offer support to each other and provide that helping hand along the way. And by this relationship forming, becoming stronger, Marlo is able to feel like she's really living life again, that she's able to sleep better and do the things she wanted to do, and she feels a lot better mother than she had been, or a lot better person, coming to terms with her circumstances and being okay with the way her life has turned out, even though it hasn't turned out the way she quite expected. There's a lot of surprises and shocks along the way, coming to a very interesting sort of ending. Look, I kind of like this film. It was something a bit different. Jason Reitman's a fairly solid director. He's able to take a very simple and basic story and do something interesting and different with it, which he does a great job here. And his collaboration with Diablo, Cody, as the writer and director, it's a really great combination, I think. I think this is the most solid collaboration they've had since Juno, and the best script that Diablo Cody has written in quite a while. And it really, I think there's a lot of truth in it and a lot of stuff from her own personal life that she's put into this film. And the way she's written it and the characters and the development of characters and the story arc is really interesting. I got swept up in this film. It was very interesting. It drew me in. I wanted to know more about it. The acting is really solid. Charlize Theron is really great. It's the first time I've seen her play a role where I forget it's her for most of the film and just accept her as this character. There's been talk of her that she put on weight for the role to have a realistic body of a mother who've just given birth. And I think that's a very committed sort of thing to do. And she's very solid in this film, and you really want to follow her along her journey, and you want her to succeed and become better and feel better. Mackenzie Davis is brilliant. She's a young actress that I've been really impressed with the film she's been in. And I like her choices of roles she takes on and the films that she makes and the decisions she makes for the characters. And she's just really great here. And the bond between Charlize Theron and Mackenzie Davis's characters is really great, and it's very realistic, their relationship. There's a kindred between these two, and the chemistry between these two on screen is really fantastic. It's like they've been working together for forever and been friends forever, and it just works really, really well. Ron Livingston is solid as Marlo's husband. He's always been a solid actor. He gives a good performance, and he sort of adds a little bit of depth to this sort of character. Mark Duplass is in it as well and plays her brother, and he sort of plays a little different to the characters he usually plays. It's very interesting to see him in this sort of role. This film takes twists and turns along the way, which some of it works, some of it I feel doesn't. But was very impressed with it. It's a very simple and wonderful little film of this mother coming to terms with her life and being a mother of 3, and how difficult it can be having a newborn, but also dealing with children with sort of disabilities, or not necessarily disabilities, but mental, but learning difficulties and bits and pieces like that. And I just felt that really captured that really well. Jason Reitman's I like the way he makes films. They're very sort of real and interesting, and they walk the line between drama and comedy, but in a sort of subtle way. It's very realistic what he creates, and all his films are sort of like that. You get swept up and become very interested in what he's trying to say and the stories he's trying to tell. He's a very different filmmaker from his father Ivan, who's Ghostbusters and variety other things like that. But it's very interesting to see him this way. I find him a little bit like Linklater. He takes a simple story and puts his own spin and makes it interesting and intriguing. I'm not giving any spoilers away, but the film goes in a different direction towards the end, and I just felt it would have been better if it didn't go that far direction. But in saying that, it does sort of work with what the story's trying to tell, but it's just a little bit off kilter compared to where I felt it was going and should have gone. Look, final verdict. If you like something that's a little different, a simple story, a basic sort of story about motherhood or struggles with life and the things that mothers do struggle with in becoming parents, especially having a number of kids. And I think anyone that's sort of interested in a story of someone trying to reclaim who they are after giving birth or having a child, this is definitely something for you. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and it's a film that not everyone will love, but I think it will find its audience and will be quite effective, and people will quite enjoy it. Look, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5. It's a very solid film, and was very impressed with what Jason Reitman did and Diablo Cody wrote, and I just thoroughly enjoyed this film. Anyway, that's all from me today. If you've enjoyed what you've heard here, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.